I'm saying nobody knows what I did when I left, and nobody knows what he did when he left. It's speculation.
You won't believe how fast a perfect marriage can fall apart when the truth finally comes to light. What started as quiet suspicion turned into a public moment that left everyone speechless. This wasn't just another cheating rumor or gossip people whisper about behind closed doors. This was something bigger, something messier, something that exposed secrets nobody thought would ever see the light of day.
Owes my family an apology. More so because a lot of times he'll have this perspective of it was a joke or I was trying to be funny and it did not land.
From the outside, Maurice and Kimmi looked solid. They were the couple people pointed to when talking about loyalty, stability, and love that lasts. They showed up together, smiled together, and handled life like a team. But what nobody realized was that behind those smiles, cracks had already started to form. And when those cracks finally broke open, they didn't just affect their relationship, they shook everyone around them. Because what Kimmi did next, nobody saw it coming. She didn't cry quietly, she didn't beg for answers, she didn't fall apart the way people expected. Instead, she flipped the entire situation upside down in a way that forced the truth into the open. And once it was out, there was no going back. And trust me, the way it all unfolded, it changed everything.
Now, honey, and before you get on social media, TV, YouTube, talking about what you think you know, maybe reach out to the people that you're about to talk about and ask maybe if it's true or not, because it can land you in trouble when you speak of people that's not true.
If you had seen Maurice and Kimmi before all of this, you probably would have believed their relationship was untouchable. They had history, they had loyalty, they had built a life that looked stable and strong, the kind of relationship people admire from a distance, the kind that seems safe. Kimmi wasn't just his partner, she was his support system. She stood by him through challenges, defended him when people doubted him, and carried their household with strength and grace. She believed in what they had, fully. But here's the thing about trust. It doesn't usually break all at once. It starts with small changes, small moments that don't seem like a big deal at first.
Saying that this is all the reason, but True T has really done an amazing thing for Miss Black Titanic, and I appreciate that. And it's always good to see creators supporting other creators. But child, y'all go on there and listen to this, because this right here is the clown of the year, baby.
Maurice started shifting in ways Kimmi couldn't ignore. At first, it was subtle. He became distant, distracted. Conversations that used to flow naturally suddenly felt forced. He wasn't present anymore. Not really. You ever sit next to someone and feel like they're somewhere else entirely? That's what it became. He started coming home later. His explanations were short, sometimes inconsistent. Work, meetings, stress, it always sounded believable, but something about his tone felt off, like he was saying just enough to avoid more questions.
That you guys didn't see. However, in the moment that I acted, I was acting to protect the situation, protect my brother from further harm.
Kimmi noticed, but she didn't jump to conclusions right away. That's not how real love works. When you've built something with someone, you don't immediately assume the worst. You try to understand. You try to give them space. You tell yourself it's temporary. But the distance kept growing. And then came the phone. Maurice became protective of it in a way that didn't feel normal. It was always face down, always close. Notifications would come in and he'd react instantly, either silencing them or stepping away to respond. That kind of behavior doesn't go unnoticed. Kimmi tried to ignore the feeling building in her chest, that quiet voice telling her something wasn't right. Because once you start listening to that voice, everything changes. And deep down, she knew it. Then, one night, everything shifted. Maurice came home late again. Same story, same tired excuse. But this time, something about his energy felt different. He avoided eye contact completely, moved quickly, didn't engage. And then he made one mistake. He left his phone within reach. Now, Kimmi wasn't the type to go searching for problems, but when your instincts have been screaming for weeks, sometimes you reach a point where you need clarity, no matter how painful it might be. So she picked it up. What she found wasn't just suspicious messages. It wasn't something she could brush off or explain away. It was a full-blown secret life. Messages filled with emotion, late-night conversations, "I miss you," "I can't wait to see you," words that weren't meant for her, pictures, proof, moments he had shared with someone else. And just like that, everything she thought she knew shattered. But here's the part that made it even worse. The woman wasn't a stranger. This wasn't some random person from far away. This was someone within reach, someone familiar, someone who had been around, someone who knew Kimmi. That kind of betrayal hits differently. It's one thing to be cheated on. It's another thing entirely when the person involved has looked you in the eye, shared space with you, smiled with you, all while hiding the truth. That's not just betrayal, that's disrespect on another level. At that moment, Kimmi had a choice: break down or take control. And what she chose, nobody expected. Instead of confronting Maurice immediately, instead of yelling or crying, she went quiet. And that silence wasn't weakness, it was strategy. Kimmi started paying attention, watching, gathering everything she could: messages, dates, patterns. She needed to understand the full picture, not just pieces of it. And what she uncovered only made things worse.
This wasn't just an emotional connection. This was ongoing, planned, intentional. Maurice hadn't just slipped up. He had built something behind her back. And once Kimmi saw the full truth, something inside her shifted. The sadness turned into something sharper, something stronger. She wasn't going to be humiliated quietly. She wasn't going to let this stay hidden. So she made a decision that would change everything. Instead of handling it behind closed doors, Kimmi chose to bring it into the open. But she didn't rush it. She waited. She waited for the right moment, the right setting, the moment where there would be no escape from the truth. And when that moment came, everything exploded. It happened in front of people who knew them both, friends, family, the same people who believed in their relationship. At first, everything seemed normal, until Kimmi stood up and started speaking. She didn't scream, she didn't lose control. Her voice was calm, but firm, the kind of calm that makes people listen closely. She talked about the changes she had noticed, the distance, the behavior. Then she pulled out her phone and showed everything. The messages, the proof, the timeline. She didn't leave anything out. The room went silent. Maurice froze, completely unprepared for what was happening. Because when the truth is laid out like that, clear, undeniable, there's nothing you can say to fix it. And then came the moment nobody expected. She said the other woman's name, out loud, right there. You could feel the tension shift instantly, eyes moving, reactions building, shock spreading across the room. Maurice tried to respond, but his words didn't land. How could they? The evidence was already there. Kimmi didn't need to argue. The truth was doing all the talking. And in that moment, everything changed. She went from being the woman people pitied to the woman people respected. Because instead of hiding her pain, she owned it. Instead of being silenced, she spoke up. And people saw that strength. The aftermath hit fast. Maurice's image took a serious hit. The same people who once respected him started looking at him differently. Trust doesn't just break in relationships, it breaks in reputation too. And once that happens, it's hard to rebuild. People distanced themselves. Conversations changed. The energy around him shifted completely.
Meanwhile, Kimmi stood firm, but don't get it twisted. Just because she handled it with strength doesn't mean it didn't hurt, because behind that powerful moment was a woman dealing with real pain. Betrayal like that doesn't just disappear after one confrontation, it lingers. It affects how you see everything.
The memories you once cherished start to feel different. The moments you trusted start to feel questionable. You begin to wonder, how long was this really going on? Was anything real? That kind of emotional weight doesn't go away overnight. And then there's the question everyone starts asking. What happens next? Can something like that be fixed? Can trust be rebuilt after it's been broken so publicly, so deeply? Some people believe relationships can survive anything. Others believe certain lines, once crossed, can't be uncrossed. And honestly, both can be true, because it all depends on the people involved. But one thing is certain, nothing goes back to the way it was. Once the truth is exposed like that, there's no pretending anymore, no illusions, just reality. And sometimes reality forces you to make decisions you never thought you'd have to make. Kimmi now stood at a crossroads: stay and try to rebuild, or walk away and start over. Neither choice is easy, because love doesn't disappear instantly, even after betrayal. But respect, that's a different story. And when respect is broken, everything else starts to fall apart. What Kimmi did wasn't just about exposing Maurice. It was about reclaiming her voice, her power, her dignity. She refused to let the situation define her as a victim. Instead, she turned it into a moment of truth, a moment that forced accountability, a moment that showed everyone watching that silence isn't always strength, but speaking up can be. And that's what made this story hit so hard. Because at its core, it's not just about cheating, it's about trust, it's about loyalty, it's about what happens when the person you believed in the most turns out to be living a completely different reality. And the truth is, situations like this happen more often than people admit. But not everyone has the courage to face it head on. Not everyone chooses to stand in that truth publicly. Kimmi did. And whether people agree with how she handled it or not, one thing is clear: she took control of her story. So now the question turns to you. What would you have done in her position? Would you have kept it private, walked away quietly, or done exactly what she did? Put everything on the table and let the truth speak for itself. There's no easy answer, but one thing this situation proves is simple. Secrets don't stay hidden forever, and when they come out, they don't just change relationships, they change everything.